Hello and welcome to House News. Most of Indonesians were traveling to their hometowns in annual exodus from Jakarta and other major cities before the Idul Fitri holidays, a tradition that has been stalled for 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Vice Speaker of the House received a visit from the Croatian embassy delegation led by the Croatian ambassador to Indonesia. The two discussed diplomacy of Indonesian and Croatian parliaments. Podcasts are one of the media products enjoyed by Indonesians. Citing data from Global Web Index, the percentage of Indonesian podcast listeners is the second largest in the world. Commission 7 of the House supports the state electricity company to increase the electrification ratio in Papua. This is intended for people who have not enjoyed electricity, mainly in remote areas. The House encourages improvement of work performance in the public service system of regional office in the Ministry of Law and Human Rights in Gorontalo province to be fast, easy, fair, and professional. The first total lunar eclipse of 2022 has arrived. The moon turned deep red during the first lunar eclipse of 2022, giving stargazers a show they won't soon forget. Millions of Indonesians are on the move, taking advantage of long Eid holiday announced by the government. Traffic congestions during the homecoming trip and return flow occurred again. Responding to this, member of Commission 5 of the House evaluates government still has tons of homework in handling homecoming and return flow of Eid this year.
In a work visit of complementary organs of the House to East Java, Hamid Nur Yassin highlighted severe traffic congestion on toll road during the homecoming and return flow this Eid holiday. Commission 5 of the House has warned the government the possibility of significant increase in numbers of homecomers. In contrast, provided infrastructure and facilities are not yet ready to convert the travelers. The homecoming flow this year still needs evaluation, which is important for the stakeholders to better the service in the upcoming years.
Termasuk kepada para pemudik ini juga harus sama-sama menjaga. Pihak penyelenggara, pemerintah, aparat, kepolisian, dinas perhubungan dan sebagainya sudah menata, tapi pihak kita sebagai pemudik juga harus betul-betul memahami dan mengantisipasi jangan sampai terjadi hal-hal yang tidak diinginkan.
Ministry of Transportation recorded more than 10 million passengers have used all means of transportation during homecoming period. This number increased quite sharply comparing to 2019 period. From East Java, Mario Hasiholan, TV Parlemen reports.
Vice Speaker of the House received an honorary visit from the Croatian ambassador to Indonesia, Nebojša Koharovic. This meeting was to commemorate the 30th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Indonesia and Croatia, in addition to enhance the existing cooperation between both countries.
Vice Speaker of the House Sufmi Dasko Ahmad, after receiving a visit of the ambassador of Croatia at Nusantara 3 Building Senayan, Jakarta, says this is not the first visit of the ambassador. Dasko explained the meeting was to commemorate 30 years of Republic of Croatia and also to increase cooperation between two countries. He said the previous plane had been delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic situation. The meeting also focused on strengthening diplomacy between the parliaments as well as to discuss the possibility to expand the cooperation between both countries.
Ya, pertama ini kunjungan bukan yang pertama. Kita dengan pihak Kroasia ini memang saling berkomunikasi dengan baik. Ini kunjungan yang kesekian dan dalam rangka memperingati 30 tahun Kroasia. Ada rencana yang sempat tertunda kemarin karena pandemi COVID-19 dan ini kita lanjutkan sebagai diplomasi parlemen dan insya Allah bulan Juli kita akan kunjungan muhibah ke Kroasia untuk melakukan diplomasi parlemen dan penjajakan kerjasama dengan negara Kroasia. Ya kalau G20-nya nggak terlalu banyak karena kita lebih fokus pada diplomasi parlemen dan penjajakan kerjasama.
Additionally, Sufmi Dasko Ahmad also points out good relationship between Indonesia and Croatia to keep maintained in order to explore more bilateral cooperations. Zikri Andanus, TV Parlemen, report.
Marketing agency of We Are Social and social media management platform Hootsuite released its latest report entitled Digital 2022. Based on this report, it's known that Indonesia is the second country with the largest number of podcast listeners in the world.
As quoted from Kompas, in general, the report provides information on global digital and internet trends for 2022. One of the details is the number of users who like to enjoy broadcast content in the form of voice or podcast. Around 35% of Indonesia internet users aged 16 to 64 years are keen to listen to podcasts every week. Indonesia is below Brazil as the country with the most podcast listeners in the world, with 39% of internet users listen to podcasts. Below Indonesia are Mexico, Sweden, Ireland, and Northern Africa. The research does not actually mention how many users in Indonesia enjoy podcast content every week. However, when referring to the result of another research, namely Digital 2022 Indonesia, the number of Indonesia internet users have reached 200 million in January 2022. Overall, podcast content itself seems to be increasingly favored by internet users around the world, where the number reaches 5 billion users. Podcasts are the third favorite audio content according to the same report. Music came first, radio shows second, and audiobooks fourth.
The electricity issue is fundamental for investors, including in Papua province. For that matter, Commission 7 of the House visited the gas-fired power plant with a capacity of 50 megawatts owned by State Electricity Company (PLN). Papua's abundant natural resources, including the potential of new and renewable energy, can be used as electricity generating source.
In a work visit recently, Chairperson of Commission 7 of the House, Sugeng Suparwoto, says, as one of the energy sources, coal price is currently increasing quite high. On the other hand, the capacity of fossil fuels is declining. Papua, in fact, has a lot of new and renewable energy potential, such as solar cells and wind power, which can be used to produce clean energy. This clean energy will not just reduce the impact of climate change, but it will also improve human health in general. Therefore, Sugeng encourages skillful and qualified local human resources empowerment to manage potential new and renewable energy source in Papua. Consequently, all areas throughout Papua can enjoy electricity.
Perkara kita masuk ke energi baru terbarukan bukan pilihan, tapi keharusan. Bahkan Indonesia kalau mau survive dan mau untuk bisa tetap handal di depan adalah tidak bisa tidak dengan harus masuk ke energi baru terbarukan. Itulah.
Member of Commission 7 of the House, Diah Roro, says coal power plants should start using new and renewable energy sources. By doing this, power plant is able to cover the rate of electrification in Papua and even in Indonesia. She also hopes Indonesia can reserve more electricity in the future.
Demand itu bisa kita supply oleh sumber yang lebih ramah lingkungan, mengingat juga mungkin komitmen global kita, Paris Agreement.
In addition to the national priority of the Government Work Plan 2022, the government has set a target for the new and renewable energy to reach 15.7% in the energy mix for power plants. This portion will increase to 23% in 2024. From Papua Province, Akbar Prayoga, TV Parlemen reports.
Commission 3 of the House urged the head of Gorontalo Regional Office of the Ministry of Law and Human Rights to improve law enforcement officials in carrying out their duties and authorities in order to avoid task implementation breaching.
During the recess work visit at Gorontalo Regional Office of the Ministry of Law and Human Rights, Kemenkumham, a few times ago, Member of Commission 3 of the House Johan Budi said performance improvements of law officials should prioritize the professionalism and accountability of human resources. He emphasized the necessity to supervise the official who guard the prisons and a system to monitor foreigners. This is important to avoid staffs to collaborate with the prisoners, especially in terms of drug trafficking in the jails. Johan Budi also put a spotlight on the effectiveness of the foreigner supervision team in Gorontalo as many overseas investment come.
Ya, jadi saya memang concern ya terhadap upaya perbaikan aparat penegak hukum maupun aparat Kementerian Hukum dan HAM dalam melaksanakan tugas dan wewenangnya. Ini selalu saya suarakan, bahkan ketika rapat kerja dengan Jaksa Agung, kemudian juga dengan Kapolri, kemudian juga Menteri Hukum dan HAM.
Meanwhile, another member of Commission 3 of the House, Muhammad Syafi'i, states, if law enforcement is implemented maximally, national economic recovery will be promptly realized. Therefore, it is important to improve performance of human resources. Muhammad Syafi'i appreciates the system to anticipate crime in Gorontalo works quite well. This can be seen from low capacity of the prisons. Syafi'i also hopes to immediately realize budget upgrading to maintain and manage prisons in Gorontalo.
Juga tadi di Kumham, Kumham juga lapasnya tidak overcrowded. Kalau kita berkunjung ke seluruh provinsi di Indonesia ini, semua lapas overcrowded. Di sini malah belum ada rutan, masih digabung antara warga binaan dengan para tahanan. Itu pun ternyata kapasitas lapasnya masih longgar.
From Gorontalo Province, Hilman Hidayat, TVR Parlemen reports.
The moon glowed red after a total lunar eclipse, seeing the sun, earth, and moon form a straight line in the night sky. Lunar eclipses are sometimes called blood moons because of this phenomenon. The total lunar eclipse was visible in much of Africa, Europe, and South America, and most of North America.
Cited from CNN, during a lunar eclipse, the moon turns red because the only sunlight reaching the moon passes through Earth's atmosphere. This eclipse took place on May 16 during flower moon, named as it happens with the spring blooming season in America. Noah Petro, chief of NASA's Planetary Geology Laboratory, explained people in South America and in the eastern part of North America were expected to get the best view of the lunar eclipse. While the eclipse peaks for only a short amount of time, Petro said the moon would be in coppery tones throughout the night, making it interesting celestial phenomenon to watch. About the lunar eclipses happen each year, and the next will be a total lunar eclipse in November. There are no worries with looking at a lunar eclipse. Unlike a solar eclipse, which requires certified glasses, an eclipse of the moon is a safe and enjoyable event to watch.
And that's House News for today. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a good day.